Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to share a story that will change the way you see problems in your life forever. It's a story about simplicity, patience, and the incredible power of looking at challenges from a different angle. We all face problems every day. Some are big, some are small, some seem impossible, and some appear almost trivial. But the truth is, no matter how complicated a problem feels, every problem has a simple solution. Yes, every single one. Sometimes we just don't see it at first because we're overthinking, overcomplicating, or letting fear cloud our judgment. So let me take you on a journey of a man named Arman, who thought his life was full of problems that were impossible to solve. Arman was an ordinary man living in a small town. He had dreams like everyone else, but life seemed to keep testing him. His business was failing, his relationships were strained, and he constantly felt overwhelmed by the weight of his responsibilities. Every morning, he would wake up feeling anxious and frustrated, thinking, why does life have to be so hard? Why can't I just find a way to make things work? One day, while sitting in a small park, he noticed an old man feeding birds. The old man seemed calm, content, and completely at peace, even though his clothes were simple and his life appeared modest. Curiosity got the better of him, and Arman decided to approach him. He asked, "Sir, you seem so happy and peaceful. How is it that you live without stress, while my life feels like a never-ending struggle?" The old man smiled warmly and said, "Ah, young man, life will always have problems. That is its nature. But the key is not to fight problems or run away from them. The key is to see them for what they really are, simple solutions waiting to be discovered." Arman, confused, asked, "Simple solutions? But my problems are huge. My business is failing, I'm losing money, my family is upset with me. How can you call these problems simple?" The old man chuckled and said, "Let me tell you a story." He continued, "Once there was a farmer who had a donkey. One day, the donkey fell into a deep pit. The farmer tried everything to get it out. He called his neighbors, tried ropes, dug around the pit, but nothing worked. He was frustrated and thought, this is impossible. Eventually, he came up with a simple idea. He told everyone to start throwing dirt into the pit to bury the donkey. The donkey was terrified at first, but with every shovel of dirt, it shook it off and stepped up. Step by step, the donkey climbed out of the pit, using the very problem itself, the dirt, as a way to rise. What seemed like an impossible situation became a simple solution when looked at differently. Arman's eyes widened. He said, "So you're saying my problems can actually help me solve themselves if I approach them differently?" The old man nodded. "Exactly. Life always gives you exactly what you need to grow, to learn, and to rise above. The challenge is to see the lesson hidden inside the problem. That's where the solution lies." From that day forward, Arman began to see life differently. Instead of panicking when a problem appeared, he asked himself, what lesson is hidden here? What simple action can I take to solve this? Let me give you an example. His business was failing because he had too many products and not enough focus. Instead of trying to fix everything at once, he decided to focus on just one product that people loved the most. Slowly, his sales increased, and his business stabilized. His relationships improved because he started listening more and speaking less. By simplifying his approach, he realized that the chaos around him wasn't unsolvable, it was just a sign that he needed to focus on the basics. The truth is, every problem has a solution that is often simpler than we imagine. We make it complicated by overthinking, worrying about what others think, or trying to do everything at once. But when we take a step back, breathe, and ask ourselves, what is the simplest way to fix this, amazing things start to happen. Here's another story to illustrate this. There was a young student named Maya who was struggling with her exams. She felt overwhelmed by the amount of material she had to study. Every night, she would stay up late, cramming, only to feel more anxious and confused. One day, her teacher noticed her stress and gave her a piece of advice: break it down. Don't try to swallow the ocean at once. Focus on one topic, one concept, one page at a time. At first, Maya felt frustrated. It seemed too simple. But she followed the advice. She created a small study plan, tackled one subject each day, and celebrated every small achievement. Slowly, her confidence grew, and she passed her exams with flying colors. The solution was simple: it wasn't about studying harder or longer. It was about studying smarter and taking small, manageable steps. Life works the same way. Problems are not meant to overwhelm us. They are meant to teach us how to think clearly, act wisely, and find the simplest path to the outcome we desire. Another lesson Arman learned was that sometimes, the simplest solution is not just about actions, it's about mindset. How we perceive a problem can make it seem impossible or trivial. For example, when faced with criticism, some people get angry, defensive, or sad. They see it as a personal attack. Others see criticism as feedback, as an opportunity to improve. The problem is the same, but the perception makes all the difference. Arman started practicing this every day. When a problem arose, he paused, reflected, and asked himself, what is the simple way to approach this? And every time, a solution became clearer. His life transformed. He was no longer a man consumed by stress. He became someone who welcomed challenges because he knew that every challenge had a simple solution waiting to be uncovered. The key takeaways from Arman's journey, and from the stories of the farmer and Maya, are simple but powerful. First, don't panic. Every problem is solvable. The panic clouds your judgment and hides the simple solutions. Second, break down the problem. Most problems seem huge because we look at them as a whole. Divide them into smaller parts, and tackle them step by step. Third, change your perspective. Sometimes, the solution is right in front of you, but you can't see it because you're stuck in the old way of thinking. Fourth, focus on the basics. Overcomplicating or trying to fix everything at once only creates confusion. Focus on what really matters. Fifth, be patient. Simple solutions often require consistent, small actions rather than dramatic changes. Sixth, see the lesson. Every problem has a hidden lesson that, once learned, will help you grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. Life is a teacher, and problems are its lessons. By seeing them this way, even the toughest challenges become manageable. Arman's story is a reminder for all of us. No matter what you are going through, no matter how big or complex your problems seem, there is always a simple solution. You may have to look for it, try different angles, and sometimes change your mindset. But the solution is always there, waiting for you to find it. And here's one final truth. The simpler the solution, the more powerful it is. Life is not meant to be complicated. It's our thoughts, our fears, and our overthinking that make it seem so. When you embrace simplicity, clarity, and patience, you realize that most problems were never as impossible as they first appeared. So the next time life gives you a problem, pause. Take a deep breath. Break it down. Change your perspective. Focus on the basics. Look for the lesson. Take small, consistent actions. And you'll see that the simple solution you've been looking for has been there all along. Remember, every problem in life has a simple solution. Sometimes it's hidden. Sometimes it's disguised. But it's always there, waiting for you to discover it. So embrace your challenges. Welcome your problems. Treat them as opportunities to learn, grow, and rise above. Because once you understand that every problem has a simple solution, life becomes less about struggle and more about mastery. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more motivational stories that can change your life. Remember, simplicity is the key to solving even the most complex problems. Keep this in mind, apply it in your life, and watch how the world opens up in ways you never imagined. And until next time, stay motivated, stay positive, and remember, every problem in life has a simple solution.